I am Ethan Hanley.
I'm Josh Felton.
And I'm Alex Preciaga.
And we are the Construction Efficiency Initiative. We are here to tell you about increasing efficiency and equality within construction and its many workplaces. We are also the foundation of infrastructure and reliability within Western society. Today, we will be covering the problem that the citizens of the United States face, the solution to said problem, and the main implementation for said problem. For the problem, there are three main parts: equality, efficiency, and innovation. For equality, it's really easy to just not to put in your all on the job, to sit on the sidelines after you've done your job and not look for any more. On construction, your only real method of putting in your all, your only incentive to work is your pay and your work ethic. Nothing more, nothing less. For that reason, people are incentivized to just put in the bare minimum for as many hours as they can. For efficiency, when multiple people aren't putting in that work, it's really easy for nothing or very little at all to get done, effectively wasting time and resources for everyone involved, including you at home, the taxpayers. According to Ricky, who admits on his YouTube channel, for 3 days, and he's been planning on doing this for much longer, he and his entire work team have been pretending to work this entire time, with him saying that one of the welders had a paintbrush in his hand at one point. It's simply horrible that this much time and resources can get wasted so easily. For innovation, these two previous issues will easily compound on each other to just hold the industry back. And according to Changali, Muhammad, and Newland, this issue has been going on for decades. Now, for the solution. Thank you. We will introduce this through legislation, which is a long and complicated process. According to USA.gov, a bill is first introduced by a senator or representative sponsoring it in either chamber of Congress. Then, the chamber will assemble a committee to research, discuss, and change the bill to polish it up. After that, the chamber will then vote on the bill. If that passes, the bill will then be passed to the other side of Congress, where they will then also research, discuss, change, and polish the bill. Once they do that, vote on it, and the bill gets passed, both committees get together and form a super bill. And then they research, discuss, and change and polish the bill after that. Then the entirety of Congress will then vote on the bill. If it passes, the bill is then passed on to the president, who will then either sign it into office or veto it. Sometimes Congress will vote to override the president's veto, but this is a rare occurrence. There are also challenges beyond legislation, such as ethics, expenses, and accuracy. For ethics, Constance Saley defines ethics as a system of laws and morals that guide what we do. The CEI can't change people's ethics. We can't tell them that they're wrong, but we can provide incentives for them to do the right thing, to get work done, to work while at work. Expenses. Well, construction is expensive. Currently, a single-family home is $114 per square foot, and a larger building is $280 per square foot. The legislation will likely increase this, but the opportunity cost of production will lower this cost with the time needed. And lastly, accuracy. This legislation needs enforcement. Any form of legislation without enforcement as history has proven time and time again, is a poor idea through and through. With proper enforcement through proper spending of money, we will have this bill be properly used. But if we do this properly, the money we spend must be spent properly, not efficiently. We can't give the money that we spend to just the people who are working that are available. We need to just flat out give the money that we have to those that are actually using it. We need to properly give firms which are using their money properly and using the resources they have properly, efficiently, and timely, the bonuses that we wish to give them. Now that I have covered all of the problems and implementations of this solution or problem, I will hand it off to Joshua.
All right, and that brings us to the implementation that the CEI will be seeking. So first on our implementation is a tiered payment system. The tiered payment system will allow us to allocate those resources properly to each individual firm who's being most efficient. Alongside this, we are going to want to increase the use of modular construction. Modular construction is a process that is a building process that takes place off-site and transports those buildings on-site, and this will allow us many benefits that I will discuss. And finally is our phone application. Our phone application will allow us to track performance measurements of the firms as a whole and individual workers within those firms. So first is our tiered payment system. So as I said earlier, this system allows us to allocate the money specifically from infrastructure bills that we pass to the correct firms, and from those firms onto individuals working within the firms, that being project managers all the way down to crew members. As you can see on the screen, there will be an example of a $15 million one-year job given to a firm deemed efficient by the CEI. As you can see, not everybody in an efficient firm is going to be necessarily deemed efficient, so our efficient workers will receive those bonuses, but at the bottom we have a crew member on a project that is not being efficient and will not receive that bonus, although the firm as a whole did. And next is modular construction. Modular construction is going to be really key in helping us increase efficiency and lower those costs that come alongside that. So what is modular construction? As I mentioned earlier, the building process will take place off-site in a controlled facility instead of on-site. So those raw materials can be properly up to code, and they and firms can make sure that everything is ready to be built on-site after it is transferred over. There are many benefits to us using modular construction, beginning with reduced timelines. So normally for a single-family home, we are looking at 9 to 12 months with our regular building process that is being used across the nation. But with modular construction, we can shorten that timeline down to 3 to 4 months. This is a really big deal and can be a big deal for single families, as we've seen in COVID-19 with a housing shortage. Waiting 9 to 12 months is just not going to work for some of those people, and a 3 to 4 month timeline is a lot more feasible. Alongside that, we have no possibility of weather delays or really anything going wrong when doing modular construction. Everything is in a controlled facility, an indoor facility, where we can make sure our building is up to code and up to standard. And finally is those improved fixed costs and price predictability. Normally for construction projects, we see an average of 180% over budget, and the modular construction will allow us to narrow that down and make sure we are not going over budget at all. And finally is our phone application. So our phone application is really going to aim to target performance measures that allow us to measure efficiency. So according to pho.org, performance measurement is the development, application, and use of performance measurements in order to achieve the performance standards that we are looking for. So the steps in that including refining your indicators, defining your measures, and then collecting that data and developing data systems, which is like our CEI app. So our CEI app is a data system that is going to allow firms to track their steps, distance traveled, and time spent on a job site. These will allow not only the firms and the CEI to see what is going on, but it will allow individual project managers to identify which key individuals are the most important to their job and being the most efficient while they're at work. And with that implementation, that'll bring us to our negative scenario with Alex.
All right, for negative scenario, experts say that our U.S. infrastructure is dangerously overstretched and lagging behind our competitors like China. China is, we always pride ourselves in being the best country, so we need to step it up in that remark. And McKinsey Management Consulting Company states only 2% of projects actually get completed on time and within budget. Projects can go over budget by at least 180% of their goal, and projects take at least 20 months longer than they should. We predict a reduction of build time of a single-family home by at least 2 months, and to city structures by 2 to 10 months. Well, Wired Hang Few, founder and chairman of Board of Sustainability, 30-story building. He built a 30-story building in just 15 days. There will be a reduction of costs by an estimated 55%. Labor growth within the industry will be incentivized, and with app digital fluency, which we will be able to teach with the app, we'll be able to make sure everybody gets what they need down. We will be able to increase that in the industry. Now for review. Today we talked about issues that U.S. citizens face with our construction industry. The solution and implementation by means of a tiered payment system, modular construction and phone application, and negative and positive effects based off of legislation. If legislation is for the CEIs put into place, the field of construction will see a great benefit through improved building times, cost reduction, and overall industry growth. The grounds of a construction site will look less like a preschooler's playroom. Thank you so much for watching our speech. I'm Alex Brasiaga.
I'm Ethan Hanley.
And I'm Josh Felton.
Thank you.